Starts now. Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 12 Weekends. I'm Rachel Eiler. The pandemic halted all 4th of July celebrations across the Northwoods, including the Rhinelander Parade last year. But this year, it looked very different with a massive turnout, encouraging to see the community come together to celebrate Rhinelander. The parade chairman, Dave Schlevy, says since it was canceled last year, they're having it bigger and better this year with more of a symbolic theme.
Remember, United we stand. We just didn't want to be United we stand because the country wasn't united last couple years. So this year it's Remember, United we stand.
And United is exactly what the parade did. It brought people together, whether they were residents in the area or just visiting for this weekend.
Just out here with family on a nice 4th of July. My sister just moved up to this area, so we're up here. We're going to do a little boating later and just hanging out.
The parade chairman was thrilled they almost hit 100 entries for the parade and already has sponsors signed up and lined up for the next year. Meanwhile, over in Three Lakes, the 4th of July celebration excitement was pretty much no different, with hundreds of attendees, not just here in the Badger State, but across the nation with different activities, bands, live music, all that fun stuff. Newswatch 12's Kyle Przorski gives us an inside look.
The town of Three Lakes held its 4th of July celebration, celebrating both community and country.
This is wonderful. It's so great to be out again after COVID.
With events packing residents and tourists to celebrate its true meaning.
4th of July parade, fireworks, all kinds of different things. Celebrating our independence.
And after a year of lockdown, it's all the more fun.
You know, for our group, we have a college reunion, and we all get together up here in Three Lakes with a friend's family who has a cabin up here.
Those who travel to the Northwoods year after year know the traditions that keeps the holiday spirit alive.
I think it's a time of celebration, you know. I think it's one of those holidays where you can really have pride in our country, and it's just a great excuse to really appreciate the great nation we live in.
The energy from spectators certainly shows.
And I think there was a lot of excitement, you know, coming into this year. I think we knew that the parade, there was a chance that it would be back on. We were able to see everyone out here. You can feel the energy just being out here.
At the end of the day, there is only one thing left to say.
Happy 4th of July to everybody. We're back. This is wonderful.
In Three Lakes, Kyle Przorski, Newswatch 12.
And Andrew, we were a little worried yesterday about some rain possibly ruining our 4th of July firework plans, but it looks like it's holding off.
That's right, Rachel. It definitely has held off. We won't be expecting any thunderstorms to be occurring until after midnight, and those will be scattered and isolated, so not too much of a threat tonight. Most of that action is off towards areas into Minnesota and not yet crossing into our region. And right now, that is going to be also, so with those clear skies, a mild southwest breeze coming in at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll be feeling that tonight, becoming more northwesterly into Monday. Now, looking at those high temperatures today, we landed in those upper 80s to low 90s. So another hot day all around. It was also pretty humid out there, as you know, at all those parades today and outdoor events. And then getting into the rest of tonight, we should have a pretty warm night all around. Looking at the next 12 hours here, we are going to be having low temperatures only on down to those low 70s to upper 60s, and a couple chances for an isolated thunderstorm or two. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies to take us through overnight and seeing that sun to start off the day. Rachel?
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. The Marathon County Sheriff's Department is investigating what caused tornado sirens to go off early this morning. In a Facebook post, the department says they know of 2 locations the sirens went off, by the Landmark Apartments in Wausau and the apartments in Rothschild. Right now, they still don't know why. However, officials say there was no emergency and not to panic. They add that this was not a normal occurrence and want to assure people an investigation is underway. Another Fox Valley paper mill is closing. Neenah Inc. announced it will close its Appleton plant by the end of September. The closure is among a number of operational changes the paper manufacturer is making. The company did not say how many employees will be affected by the shutdown of the plant, which Neenah Inc. expanded about 5 years ago. The facility employs now about 100 people total. This isn't the first of its kind to close in the Fox Valley. Clearwater Paper Corp announced in June the indefinite closure of its paper mill in Neenah, where nearly 300 people are employed. Well, if you drove past any lakes today, it was pretty likely to see hundreds of boats and kayaks on the water. Over in Forsyth, Sunlight Resort hosted Paddle Your Beer Off on George Lake. Organizers created the event to share the love for kayaking and bring a little of that on the water.
We're having a Paddle Your Beer Off. We started it 3 years ago because a lot of my guests that are staying here this week all own kayaks, so we decided to make an event out of it.
Kayakers paddle along the lake while having the option to stop by the pontoon boat bar to restock on their drinks. Over 30 participants showed up in both kayaks and canoes. It's a Wisconsin tradition they expect to continue as long as the alcohol keeps on flowing. And the sky is already illuminated tonight. We've been hearing those fireworks outside filling with bright colors and loud booms from all those fireworks. And while family and friends enjoy the night, the birds might not have that same experience. Newswatch 12's Megan Mamlock reports.
While everyone loves a good fireworks display, it actually causes disorientation in birds of prey, causing the Raptors Education Group, Inc. to work overtime during this holiday.
Baby birds, for instance, it takes a long time. They have to be fed every 15 minutes their first week of life, so they're very labor intensive. And then we have to teach them how to hunt insects, and then we have to get them back on the wing, so to speak, and then finally release back into the wild.
Gibson had an influx of patients such as 5 young eagles and a host of baby bluebirds and robins admitted just today with injuries. And while the majority of the injuries can be attributed to fireworks, Gibson also wants people to be careful on the water, as they have also taken in 3 loons that were hit by boats.
We have a lot of injuries that are caused by just the explosion itself in burns. We've had baby eagles with their beaks melted, for instance, because of that explosion and the heat that goes with it.
Gibson thinks it's because people are using more artillery-styled fireworks, which are louder, and setting them off in inappropriate areas, leading to the increase of patients.
When that goes above an eagle's nest or nearby, it terrifies the babies. They're not old enough to fly yet, so they jump. And this is at night, so often they hit things on the way down, branches and so on, and hit the ground really hard, so they invariably have either fractures or internal injuries.
Gibson says because fireworks typically are done from mid-June to August, it's a long period to cause the birds distress, and suggests if people could contain their fireworks displays to just the week of the 4th, it would be conducive to the wildlife populations.
We all love the 4th of July, and we love what it stands for, but people need to be a little more aware of the chaos that they create with wildlife and with other animals as well in our Northwoods.
Reporting in Annie Go, Megan Mamlock, Newswatch 12.
And if you do find an injured bird, it's recommended that you put it inside a cardboard box with a towel in the bottom to make sure it's a safe place, and call the Raptor Education Group, Inc. as soon as possible. Well, crews in Surfside, Florida, now trying to stabilize the remainder of the condominium building rubble ahead of the tropical storm Elsa. Just an hour ago, demolition specialists took down the rest of their building. I'll have the details into that when we return. Plus, the sunshine is going away for a bit as storms are now rolling in. Meteorologist Andrew Kafer will have your full forecast next on NBC.
Looking for a better way to cool off this summer? Start with a trip to Wickersham Jewelry and receive a free Yeti cooler with your purchase of $1,500 or more during their Super Summer Jewelry event, June 28th through July 10th. Wickersham's has hundreds of engagement rings, wedding bands, earrings, bracelets, and necklaces in every style and gemstone. Take advantage of interest-free financing. Wickersham Jewelry. If you can dream it, we can make it.
Update your floors with 11% off everything now at Menards. Enhancing the beauty of your home is easy with our huge selection of durable, waterproof, and easy to install flooring options. IBC sheet vinyl and Great Lakes vinyl plank flooring offer perfect solutions for any lifestyle and come in a variety of styles to complement any room in your home. Save 11% on all flooring right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
When searching for your next truck, you want your truck to last. Get the job done right with a Lenz truck. We have them all. Half-ton trucks, Power Strokes, Cummins, Duramax, SUVs, over 800 to choose from. Know that all Lenz trucks are fully inspected, certified clean, and can be bought hassle-free online. Go now to lenztruck.com.
Lenz Truck, Lenz Truck. We got the trucks at Lenz Truck.
We got the trucks.
Everybody loves popcorn and puffs, so Newswatch 12 and Minocqua Popcorn and Puffs want to help you celebrate by sending tasty birthday treats.
If you want your chance to win a gourmet bucket of popcorn for you or your loved one, make sure to submit your birthday club entry on our website, WJFW.com.
One lucky viewer will win a free half-gallon bucket of Minocqua popcorn.
It's the land of the free and the home of the blasting air conditioning units. It's been a hot day all around the North Woods, and we have a pretty warm overnight coming up as well. So for all of you out there looking at those fireworks tonight, it will be comfortable and dry for the next several hours, not expecting thunderstorms until after midnight. And boy, was it a hot one all around, all across the United States. So those high temperatures arriving in the 80s and 90s at home here today and all across the nation. Unless you were in the northeast corner of the state, it was kind of cold up in Maine today. Now looking at our current temperatures here closer to home, lots of us in those mid to upper 70s. A couple 80s are still holding on, and we're not getting too much cooler than this overnight tonight. So maybe another 10 degrees shaved off at most. Looking at the rest of the night, we'll be having those low temperatures dipping to those upper 60s to low 70s, about 15 degrees above our average low for this time of year, 54 here in Rhinelander. So enjoy the night ahead before those storms roll on in. And then tomorrow we're going to do it again with another hot day all around. High temperatures arriving back in those upper 80s to low 90s. But then after that, we will be cooling off all the way through Wednesday, having that high of only 67. But on the backside of that, we'll be back in the 70s and maintaining those all the way through Sunday. So like I said, tonight we are going to be having a chance of a few isolated thunderstorms, most of that developing after midnight. So clear skies are going to be overtaken by some partial cloud coverage that's going to develop over midnight, and then watching kind of those couple scattered thunderstorms work their way through south of areas of Highway 8 and really collapsing before they pass Highway 51. So I don't think those will be too bothersome tonight, but any storms tonight into tomorrow could include some hail and damaging winds. So yes, there could be some thunderstorms tomorrow. Most of that staying south of Highway 29, and that main threat again going to be small hail and going to be some strong damaging winds potentially there. So getting into Monday to Tuesday, we are going to be drying on out overnight after that round of some isolated thunderstorms. Low temperatures again getting down into the 60s, so a pretty warm one again all around. And now Tuesday morning, we're starting to have some cloud coverage starting to develop over the state, and then having a couple showers start to develop in the later morning. Some thunderstorms will also be possible here on Tuesday. This will be more of our rainmaker day, as those chances for showers and thunderstorms will last throughout the day and even into the evening, and going through Tuesday night into Wednesday. So looking at that future rainfall potential we have coming up, here we are very early Tuesday, just getting the ground wet there, just a few sprinkles on Monday with those isolated thunderstorms. Tuesday is going to be more of that rainmaker. Some of us could see at least an inch of rainfall, if not closer to a half an inch by the end of Tuesday. And after that, we'll start to have less and less rain chances getting into Wednesday. That scales on back, and Wednesday to Thursday should be a pretty nice couple days all around before we have more chances for rain building up into Friday. But for now, tonight, we'll be having some of those isolated thunderstorms and showers, mostly dry all around, with those low temperatures getting down to about 69 degrees. And we'll be having a southwest flow at 10 to 15 miles per hour, which becomes more northwesterly tomorrow, and that'll be with wind speeds of 5 to 15 miles per hour. Seeing partly cloudy skies during the day and a few isolated thunderstorms, just getting the ground wet with some sprinkles, waiting for that big rainmaker to come up on Tuesday. And now for a look on your Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. After that stormy day on Tuesday, we'll follow it up with a rain chance on Wednesday, drying out on Thursday. Rachel?
Thank you, Andrew. Search and rescue operations in Surfside, Florida are on pause as engineers spent all day preparing for a demolition of the portion of the condo building that was still standing. Now, that demolition did happen 30 minutes ago, and they're still racing against time as Tropical Storm Elsa tracks towards South Florida. The state has declared a state of emergency for 15 counties, including Miami-Dade. Meanwhile, at least 24 people are confirmed dead in the collapse, 121 still unaccounted for. Daryl Forges is in Surfside with the latest.
A somber 4th of July in Surfside, marking 11 days since the catastrophic collapse.
This year, the holiday looks very different, as our thoughts are with the victims of this terrible tragedy.
The recovery effort through what's left of the Champlain Tower South condo building in Surfside paused as engineers focus on plans to demolish the remaining unstable structure.
Our top priority is that the building come down as soon as possible, no matter what time that occurs, and as safely as possible.
The exact timing of the demolition is still unclear, Officials working around the clock to make sure the site is secured ahead of the approaching storm Elsa. Officials say a synthetic fabric is covering the pile of debris, which crews have been combing through.
It shows respect over the remains that are there, and it's also where they can start quickly back in their rescue efforts after the building. This only takes seconds to drop the building.
Officials say the demolition will allow workers to comb through the entire site safely.
We pray for limited impacts of the storm in Surfside so that we can continue unimpeded by the storm.
Meanwhile, all eyes on Elsa. A tropical storm watch is now in effect for South Florida. Meteorologists predict the storm center will not directly impact Surfside, but Elsa's outer bands could affect the town by Monday.
We are looking at, of course, storm surge. We're looking at heavy rainfall, flash flooding. There could be isolated tornadoes.
In Surfside, Florida, I'm Daryl Forges.
Coming up next in sports, the Bucks are heading to the NBA Finals. Griffin will join us next. How are we feeling, Griffin, of the Bucks' chances right now at this point?
I mean, the Phoenix Suns are a very good team, but so are the Bucks. They can definitely win it all, but it's not going to be easy. They have to deal with Devin Booker and Chris Paul all series long. Coming up next, we'll show you how the Bucks plan on dealing with those two in order to bring home the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
I think RBA is doing an excellent job of preparing the kids for college. My daughter, who's a junior, is going to start college classes, and she could graduate with almost a full associate's degree.
I think the one thing that people should know about RVA is how well-rounded it is with all the extra things that they can do, not only through school, but through student council and National Honor Society.
The teachers are the best, and the students in RVA are really helpful. I think it's a great program.
Carpet City.
Come to Carpet City Flooring Center and get the toughest waterproof floors in the industry, where they're in stock and on sale. Rigid Maximum XL is 50% thicker and 30% longer, resulting in maximum durability, which is perfect for active families and pets. Not to mention, it's easy to install. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center to get your Rigid Maximum XL waterproof floors today.
Carpet City. Our prices will floor you.
I was in an abusive relationship for 10 years. Then it progressed from me to my son, and that I couldn't do it anymore, so I purposely became homeless to get away from that scenario. I was homeless for 3 months. I found out about Sunshine for Humanity. I knew I was in a safe place. My life currently now is actually really good. I got my own place. I got a car of my own. I volunteer every Wednesday at the homeless shelter. Our homeless shelter can house up to 8 people. You can stay here as long as you need. If you know of anybody in need, please don't hesitate to contact us. Come to Sunshine. That's where the help is. Help us pay it forward. Keep feet off the street by contacting us today.
Sports Watch 12 with Griffin Stroin starts now.
Happy 4th of July, everyone. Hope you're able to spend the day with friends, family. Just be safe with those fireworks. Now, while y'all were doing that, the Brewers were looking for their 12th straight win in a row. Could they get the job done on the 4th? Their final game against the Pittsburgh Pirates, hoping to go for the 4-game sweep. Hey, the Brewers, they were in good spirits today, but a rough way to start this game for the Crew. In the first inning, a pitch high and in from Freddie Peralta. Kevin Newman's going to drive it and take it out of the ballpark. Pirates get on the board early. They lead 1-0. In the second, Keston Hero with a shot to third. A great stop here, though, by Wilmer Difo. He makes the throw and gets the out. It was just that kind of day for Milwaukee. And then in the sixth, Difo is getting it done at the dish. A fair ball down the left field line. That's going to be trouble. It's off the side. Nobody really is getting to the ball. Eventually, the shortstop will get it. The Runs are going to score. Brewers drop this game 2-0, the final. It wasn't a completely bad day, though, for the Crew. It was announced earlier that 3 Brewers would be representing Milwaukee in this year's All-Star game. They are all pitchers, rotational players Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff, and then the closer, Josh Hader, will be on the NL's team in Colorado. This is Burns' first time selected as an All-Star. For Woodruff, it's his second, while then for Hader, it's his third. You can watch the game on July 13th. Now, I still haven't been able to calm down from Saturday's Bucks game. I mean, Milwaukee is heading to the NBA Finals. The Bucks took down the Atlanta Hawks in 6 games of the Eastern Conference Finals. They're able to do this, though, without their superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo, who injured his knee in Game 4. Now, Milwaukee's Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, they had to try and pick up the slack with Giannis being out, and that's exactly what they did. And now they're going to the finals.
It's sweet. These guys have put the work in all year. They deserve to go to the finals. I couldn't be more proud of them. I love coaching them, and we got more work to do.
Now, while this feeling does feel sweet, Coach is right. They have a lot more work ahead of them. Next up for Milwaukee, the Phoenix Suns, and they have been playing some great basketball of late. They've only lost 4 games all postseason. A huge reason for their success, Devin Booker and Chris Paul. But Drew Holiday and the team are ready for the challenge.
Tough team. They play hard. They play together. They play fast. Have a lot of talent at every position. A team that I feel like is similar to us at every position. Very, very talented, and somebody could just go out for a great game. So, and they got that boy Book over there. So it's gonna be fun.
Booker could really be a huge problem for the Bucks. What an NBA Finals this is going to be. Game 1 will be in Phoenix, and it's coming up pretty soon. The Bucks will only have a few days to prepare. Tip-off is on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Make sure to stick with us here at Newswatch 12. We'll have all the highlights and post-game reaction. And to wrap up the show, a 4th of July tradition. Every year, me and my dad come together to talk about one of the greatest athletes of our generation. And no, we're not talking LeBron James. We're not talking Mike Trout. Not even Tiger Woods. We're talking about this guy, Joey Chestnut. I mean, that's the guy that eats dozens of hot dogs every 4th of July. Don't get me wrong, it's a little gross to watch. I mean, he's dipping it in the water, shoving it down like that, but come on, he's devouring those things. He set another personal best today in Coney Island. He ate 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes. This is the 4th time he's won the competition. I mean, Rachel, for me personally, I think the most hot dogs I've been able to eat in one sitting, 4, maybe 5, and I felt so sick.
I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard to watch this video. We've been getting it in, and I mean, it's not the best. I can't even really eat one without feeling a little sick to my stomach, but can't imagine doing 76 and also winning 14 times.
It's a lot. It's a lot of hot dogs.
It definitely is. But when we return, we do have more news overseas as the United States withdraws the last of its troops from Afghanistan after nearly 20 years of war there. The Taliban are now moving in to take over military posts from Afghan troops. It's a major test. I'll break it down after the break.
At Lakeside Living Design, we've always got something stylish in store for you. Whether you're looking for high-quality custom upholstery, decorative accessories and gifts, or are designing your space entirely from scratch, you'll have a friendly designer by your side, sharing their expertise, helping you bring your unique style to life. So stop by, explore our showroom, and together we'll make your space feel just like home.
Moments of life are special, and suffering from diabetes should not get in the way. US Med's mission is to find ways to make your diabetes more manageable and more comfortable. You deserve to enjoy life without the constant reminder of living with diabetes. If you monitor with 4 or more tests per day, inject insulin 3 or more times per day, or use an insulin pump, you may qualify to receive a continuous glucose monitor, the latest in diabetes technology. A continuous glucose monitor provides blood sugar readings without uncomfortable finger sticks and alerts you real time to potentially harmful spikes in your blood sugar levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurance companies. If you're a caretaker for someone who suffers from diabetes or have diabetes yourself and meet these conditions, please call our diabetic specialist now to see if you qualify for your continuous glucose monitor.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. Not only can a CGM immediately reduce reduce pain, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. We'll also provide free shipping of your new CGM, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day and injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call now and learn how to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
Welcome back. The United States is withdrawing the last of its troops from Afghanistan after nearly 20 years of war. But as that happens, the Taliban, a radical Islamic faction, are moving in to take over military posts from Afghan troops. It is a major test for the Afghan government and its security forces, who hold a shrinking percentage of the country. NBC's Richard Engel reports from Kabul.
The Taliban aren't even waiting for U.S. troops to finish their withdrawal from Afghanistan before launching their takeover. Emboldened and increasingly confident, the Taliban have taken around 150 Afghan military posts in the last 2 months, including a dozen this weekend. Afghan forces, trained and supported by the U.S. military, are in many cases giving up without a fight. The Taliban are taking their weapons, keeping some, and selling others to Pakistan, according to Afghan officials. This video, taken by witnesses, the event confirmed, shows local villagers moving in to loot a base for anything the Taliban left behind. But one unit that hasn't been collapsing is the Afghan Commandos, elite special forces trained by American special forces. They're launching around 100 operations a day, shouldering about 90% of the fight. This morning, I spoke to their commander.
If Americans will keep supporting us financially and the way we want our armed troops for the future and our Afghan Air Force, of course we can fight.
But there's a very troubling development. The United States invaded Afghanistan after Osama bin Laden and his group of Arab fanatics, Al-Qaeda, set up camps in the country and launched 9/11. Now, according to multiple Afghan officials, foreign Islamic radicals are rushing back to Afghanistan so they can witness what they're calling the final victory, the withdrawal of U.S. troops pushed out, they say, by the Taliban. The foreign and Al-Qaeda fighters who are entering this country are coming in through Pakistan, according to Afghan officials. It's the same route they took before 9/11. Richard Engel, NBC News, Kabul.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Right now, get $750 customer cash on a new 2021 Camry, CHR, RAV4, Venza, or Highlander. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away.
Alan Jackson has become a part of America's musical landscape and a country music icon over his 25-year music career.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee.
Now he delivers a powerful performance featuring songs from his very personal release entitled Precious Memories.
I love to tell the story. 'Twill be my fame and glory. Are you washed in the blood?
Filmed live at the historic Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee, this unique DVD captures powerful gospel performances and intimate interviews with Alan, his mother, and his wife as he reflects on his musical journey.
This is my story. This is my song.
If you call now to order this inspirational video, you'll also receive, as a very special bonus, a 2-CD collection featuring 28 classic gospel favorites.
Love lifted me. Love lifted me. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. He lives Christ Jesus lives today.
This DVD keepsake is a priceless addition to any music collection, and it can be yours along with this bonus 2-CD collection for the special low price of $29.95 plus shipping and handling. To order, have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen.
When we all get to heaven.
Before we go, we were a little reminiscing during the break. It's so nice to be back to normal, really. We've been saying this a lot, but just getting out, lots of events across the Northwoods. You were outside today, kind of experienced it all.
Yeah, thank goodness. I mean, we saw a bunch of people doing a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
Even just driving by, people on the lake. I know the parades were busy. I mean, thank goodness we're finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Packed shoulder to shoulder, too. We were showing that a little bit earlier today. And Andrew, a beautiful day to be outside as well.
It sure was. A little bit humid, so if that didn't bother you, it was a great day all around. And it was pretty warm, too, with those high temperatures in the 80s and 90s. Right now, though, temperatures are in those middle 70s. A couple of us still holding on to a few low 80s, and we're not getting too much cooler than that for the rest of tonight. We'll be having those lows down in the upper 60s to low 70s, accompanied with a southwest breeze at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And yes, there could be a couple isolated thunderstorms tonight, but those will be scattered. Otherwise, just some partly cloudy skies. But tomorrow, there is going to be a chance for some thunderstorms, most likely south of Highway 29. That main threat being small hail and strong winds. And now for a final look at your 7-day forecast. So we have thunderstorm chances tomorrow and Tuesday, drying out as we head into Wednesday, and really nice on Thursday.
Well, that's it for your news around the Northwoods. I'm Rachel Eiler. We'll see you all next weekend.